Welcome back to Social Champions on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Mike White, and on Social Champions, we're meeting with experts in the industry to talk about the tips, tricks, trends, and the technologies they use to help their clients build successful campaigns. Join us today, a social champion. We have Christina Hager with Ovations Digital. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Mike. Happy to be here.
So let's talk about Ovations Digital and what unique proposition or value proposition you bring to your customers.
Happy to. So Ovations Digital, we are a boutique social media and digital strategy company here in the Midwest. And so we have clients on the B2C side, e-commerce, brick and mortar stores, restaurants, fashion, fitness, and then customers on the B2B side. We have a lot of clients that have apps that are in construction, professional services, and then individual thought leaders, CEOs, attorneys, doctors, people that want to be seen as the voice of authority in their field. And what we do at Ovations is we focus on social media strategy. So we help individuals, brands, and organizations use social media strategically to reach their business goals.
So what is the biggest challenge that businesses face when they come to engage your firm?
A lot of times someone has told a business owner or a business leader that they need to be on social media, that they need to be using maybe the latest trend on social media, or they need to have a social media plan, but they don't really know what that means. They maybe personally themselves don't use social media. I cannot tell you the number of times a head of marketing, the CMO has come to me and said, I love my job, I hate social media, or I don't understand social media, or there's too much going on in my role to dedicate the time I need to social media. And social media is an ever-evolving, ever-changing beast. And so you need someone and you need an agency or a person who can keep up on those trends and evolutions with algorithms, with platforms, with best practices, and help take your company to the next level using social media. So a lot of times it's actually getting businesses and business leaders up to speed on how to speak social and how to understand what they don't know already, and to view social media really as just another business initiative that they need for their organization.
What's it like engaging? What's the process to engage with Ovations Digital?
So we are out there a lot, and we have clients coming from, like I said, all walks of life, from entrepreneurs and startups to Fortune 500 companies. I do a lot of speaking. I write for Forbes online, and I also teach a lot of social media classes. I do a lot of board retreats or classes like social media for the CEO. And oftentimes when I do those classes, I'll have an individual or representative from an organization have an aha moment of, oh, wait, we need your services. And so that's really how a lot of people come in the door to Ovations, really just sending us an email. You can email me, Christina@ovationsdigital.com. And I have a sit down, and what I really want to understand first is your business goals. What do you want to see happen in the next 6 months, the next year, the next 5 years? And how can we use social media strategically to help you reach those goals? That's really what's essential for me. So first, it's important to understand your business, because there is not a one-size-fits-all kind of cookie-cutter solution for any business. Even your partner in a B2B space, they're not going to have the same strategy as you. And that's really what Ovations Digital, our foundation, is all about: social media strategy. So creating the strategy or the plan for then you to execute upon, or for us to then help you execute upon.
What's the biggest pain point that you have when purchasing digital media for your customers?
Oh gosh, I would say the biggest pain point, part of it is always budget, right? Having clients understand that $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 doesn't necessarily equal X amount of views or X amount of clicks. That social media and digital media is really an ebb and flow kind of thing that depends on the day, the market, what else is going on. So it's not like you pay $10,000 and you have ad space on a billboard for 30 days. So I think just that understanding, and then making sure that you've really targeted the demographic and you're going where they are and setting it up correctly. So I think those are probably the pain points there.
Has it become more difficult or more expensive to do conversions on Facebook in the last 30 to 60 days?
I would say a little bit, but I say that trepidatiously. So when it comes to Facebook, certainly there are more structures and things being put in place for Facebook. My particular clients really haven't seen a hit in terms of budget or an expense. We've been really able to be successful for all of our clients in kind of remaining their particular ad spend and seeing results. But because of the differences in what Facebook has done in the last 60 days, there are, I think, people that are seeing the impact of that on their spend and on their results.
So what would you give kind of advice to someone who doesn't have a lot of resources to get their social media going? They've got a little bit of bandwidth. What's the starting point for them?
Well, I think there are a few things. The first thing is you do not have to be everywhere. Just because social media exists in so many different ways, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, you do not have to be on all of those channels. So don't even try right out of the jump. If you've already been successful in identifying your target demographic, you know what channels they're most likely to engage in and how they're most likely to engage. And if you don't understand that, or you don't know where to find your target demographic, then you need to hire a strategist. You need to have someone come in and help you. So I think that's the first thing, deciding maybe 2 channels you want to really focus on. I would put your money, your spend, or your resources in having someone else who knows what they're doing create this strategy for you. You can execute upon that strategy, but have someone else create that who understands social and understands getting you the biggest bang for your buck. When it comes to content creation, you have to have great content. If you don't have great content or you don't have any content, then there's nothing to look at social media. So you might as well not put your efforts there. And content isn't just constantly putting up products or services or essentially advertising for your product or service. It's sharing things that inspire, educate, entertain, that provide value for your target demographic. So I would say that's another area where if you have limited time or resources, reach out. You can find a great freelancer, a graphic designer, or videographer who could put together some content, kind of put a batch or a quarter's worth of content for you. And with that strategy, you should be set to go. When it comes to posting, there are a lot of third-party tools. Mike, I'm sure you know a lot of them, things like Hootsuite or Social Pilot or Sendable. Use one of those tools because you can schedule your social media for the week and it's a real time saver. You, the business leader, probably don't have time for that. And that's a perfect thing that if you have an intern or an entry-level person, that's a perfect thing for them to do, to learn a little bit about social media, be a little more tactile, and a good use of your resources.
Well, Christina, thank you so much for coming on the program, spend time with us, and congratulations on being a social champion.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
To find out more about Ovations Digital and all the amazing things they could do to help your brand grow, visit us at dailyadbrief.com. We'll see you next time on Social Champions.